of Zion.
Make it a date with us for spiritual uplift on Christ Faith Tabernacle, Voice of Hope, Saturdays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. on Nta Abeokuta via Star Times Channel 103 and our social media handles.
Jesus is Lord.
On the news tonight, Federal Executive Council approves national policy on poverty reduction and growth strategy. Bill seeking special seats for women scales through second reading in House of Representatives. Trace reads riot act to traders abusing walkways across Ogun State. Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining us on Channel 12 News tonight. My name is Idarisit Adedoku. A draft national policy on poverty reduction with growth strategy has been approved by the Federal Executive Council. This is furtherance of efforts by the Buhari presidency at lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, announced this while briefing journalists after the council's meeting. Adamu Sambo has the details.
The draft policy on sustainable national poverty reduction with growth strategy was submitted to the council recently by the Presidential Economic Advisory Council at the instance of President Muhammadu Buhari. The council members deliberated extensively on the two-volume policy document and unanimously gave their approval in response to the poverty situation in the country.
It's not as if government is not aware that there's poverty in the land, but things have been done, and one of it is this national poverty reduction with growth strategy.
By June this year, it will be 2 years since the promise by President Muhammadu Buhari to lift 100 million people out of poverty in 10 years. As the council noted, it is work in progress. Consequently, a Nigeria Investment and Growth Fund will be set up to support the implementation of the poverty reduction strategy to be domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning with an appropriately established technical working group.
The National Steering Committee, chaired by the Vice President, is to provide overall guidance for the implementation of the strategy. It approved the incorporation of the strategy into the Medium-Term National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 and Agenda 2050.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has been directed by the Council to prepare and submit a bill to the National Assembly for approval towards ensuring sustainability in the implementation of the poverty reduction strategy. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria and some other West African countries were appreciated by the Sierra Leonean government as the country marked its 60th independence anniversary and series of events in the capital city of Freetown. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Side of collective African action at the global stage, including the United Nations.
In his anniversary speech delivered before several other West African leaders, including Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the President of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, mentioned how Nigeria and other countries in the SADC region have been helpful in the cause of the peace and development of this country.
Excellencies, heads of state, I take this opportunity to reaffirm my country's commitment to the pursuit and promotion of common African agenda through these and other multilateral institutions, including our leadership of the C10 and other processes. Let me equally assure my fellow citizens, assure your excellencies and the rest of the world that Sierra Leone has taken the challenge and will deliver on the promise at independence in 1961 to be a great nation.
Both Nigeria and Sierra Leone have shared cordial relations from colonial times, which has continued and evidenced in the socio-economic, technical, and security cooperation over the years. In a show of appreciation and gratitude, President Bio honored Nigeria and the other countries that he said have stood with Sierra Leone, a nation that survived an 11-year civil conflict from 1991 to 2002.
All of what Sierra Leone has been through in the past years, 11 years of civil war, and it has emerged from that terrible experience much stronger, united country, and developing every day in, economically, socially.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo described it as a very happy event and that all the leaders were extremely proud of what the Sierra Leoneans have been able to do. Jude Onifade, NTA News.
And moving on to legislative matters, the Senate has passed the 2021 Federal Inland Revenue Service budget of 216.6 billion naira. This followed the consideration of the reports of the Senate Committee on Finance, which scrutinized the financial proposal, explained that the fund is to finance the proposed personnel, overhead, and capital expenditure costs of the service during the 2021 fiscal year. 4% of non-oil revenue as cost of collection, while 7.6 trillion is the proposed total revenue for the service. Senate also passed the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Asset Amendment Bill, which seeks, among other issues, to extend the tenure of the Resolution Cost Fund and grant it access to the special tribunal established by the Bank and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020. The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a constitutional amendment bill seeking creation of special seats for women. The bill, sponsored by the House Deputy Chief Whip Nkiruka and other 85 others, would enable creation of additional special seats for women in the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly. The constituencies, when created, will be contested by women only to serve as a temporary measure to promote women's representation. The provision would, however, be subjected to review after 4 general election cycles of 16 years for the purpose of either retaining, increasing, or abolishing of temporary measure. It is held at the Holy Trinity Church, Nta Abeokuta.
Dignitaries from all walks of life, including the Ogun State Head of Service, Alhaja Selimot Otun, General Manager Nta Abeokuta, Fumi Wakama, traditional rulers, among others, joined the celebrant Festus Kehinde and his family for the Thanksgiving service in appreciation to God for granting him the grace not only that he retired from public service after 32 years of meritorious service, but also for attaining the diamond age in good health. In a sermon, the Assistant Bishop of Egba West Anglican Diocese, Most Reverend Samuel Ogundeji, enjoined the celebrant to continue to be grateful to God for his mercies on him and his household, and charged him to continue to serve God wholeheartedly.
No doubt you have worked hard to build the career, but today you are finishing well. Not only is it a time of reflection, it is also a time for you to look forward and spend time with the people you care about, doing the things you love to do.
He's a vibrant person, hard work, very dedicated and committed. He's a professional to the core, and he's somebody that carries his colleague whenever there is any work to do. And I know that we are going to miss him.
As he retires, I wish him long life, rest of mind, strength to enjoy the retirement. I also congratulate his wife and his children, because now is the time they're going to enjoy him.
The celebration later shifted to the broadcasting hall of the Ogun State Television, where encomiums were showered on the celebrants.
He has shown me mercies. He has been so kind to me. and I thank him. It's God all the way. God all the way. From the initial, when I was born, up till today, it has always been God helping me, assisting me, and getting my career to help me achieve the lofty height that I achieved.
I wish he never retires, but there's nothing we can do about that because he's still very vibrant, very active. He's somebody that cannot sit in a place, that wants to do more and more and more. You know, he wants to go out and do things. He wants to encourage people. He wants to do more for people. So I believe he's still very active and he can still do more after the retirement.
There is a partner in Ogun State and particularly Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture. And that's why we are here to hold on him as one of the people that already assisted the ministry in spreading the good news about agricultural intervention in Ogun State. Yeah, as he's bowing off of public service, we wish him well in his future endeavor. We also want to assure him that the partnership opportunity continues.
High points of the event include the cutting of the birthday cake and launch of a book written by the celebrants. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo.
To him, Nigerians, irrespective of their religious afflictions, have been advised to live in harmony with one another and intensify prayers for pivotal to peaceful coexistence in Nigeria. An Islamic scholar, Professor Abdul Kamadin Balogun, stated this at the foundation laying ceremony of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Central Mosque in Abeokuta. Anthony Gandon reports.
Apart from its benefits in imparting proper Islamic morals and knowledge on worshippers, mosque provides a platform for Muslims to come together from different homes for congregational prayer to Allah, the Creator. And so, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Abeokuta sees the need to construct a befitting mosque that will serve the need of the officers who are Muslims, the entire Muslim community in Abeokuta and beyond. At the foundation laying of the 500 capacity 20 by 27 meters ultra-modern central mosque in Udekudu village opposite Police ICT College off Kobakpe Road, Abeokuta, the State Commandant, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ogun State, Hamid Abodrin, says the intention is to further strengthen the faith of Muslim faithful by moving closer to God.
The idea is even the country itself is, yes, we believe in our strength, we believe in our skills, we believe in our training. Yet we also believe that God has a role to play in our lives.
The guest lecturer and the chief imam of Bagura Land, Professor Abdul Kamaruddin Balogun, in a lecture entitled The Importance of Mosque in Islam, said mosque is more than a worship center, but also an avenue for uniting people of diverse ethnic nationality to work for the peace of the society. The lecturer noted that Allah holds in high esteem and reward anyone who build mosque for people to worship in. NTA News.
Thank you, Gandonu, for that report. Police force says recent upsurge in crimes across the states of the Federation has prompted the urgent need for the full and speedy rollout of community policing strategy. This current effort is citizen-centered and driven by members of each community. Olajide Bello in this report takes a look at this initiative in Kwara State.
I'm the G1, that is the general number one of this program.
Meet Musa Shuaib, a native of Kayama local government area of Kwara State. Musa was a teacher with Kumfayakum Islamic College for more than 10 years, making him know the terrain of the community like the palm of his hands.
With my assistance, with my help that I can give to police officers, they can be able to perform wonderfully in order to curb social vices.
My community is my own terrain. It is somewhere I know. I know the in and out, the nook and cranny of every place. And with that, I'll be able to help combat crime.
The program is an effort to reduce different atrocities of crime in our different localities and in our areas.
To give us intelligence, gather information, arrest people from that locality, and even in sometimes they may be, they are given the mandate to even settle with, but any serious crime like stealing, like hurt, killing and the rest of them is above their mandate. They further want to police.
The course officer, Police Training School, Ilorin, says a total of 1,056 special constabularies drawn from the 16 local government areas are presently undergoing training, bordering on protection and preservation of human rights and crime-fighting strategies.
They are to be taken through.
Please stay with us. Ogun State traffic compliance
fills your heart when you have just given birth. Whatever your size, we got you.
Follow the grandmother.
With our Buy Right chat, you can get the best mattress that goes with your body weight. Don't just buy a mattress, buy a Vitafoam mattress.
The name of the baby is Stella.
Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Ogun State Trace Compliance and Enforcement Corps Trace has given traders who had turned roadsides and walkways into trading and market yards to exhibit all kinds of products and merchandise for sale 48 hours to remove their goods and vacate the structure which government constructed for pedestrians across the state or face the wrath of the law in the state. In a statement signed by the Corps Public Relations Officer Akimbi Babatunde, the unwholesome activity has not only made a mockery of government efforts in ensuring safety of all road users, especially pedestrians, but also gives bad impression to industrial visitors and tourists, seeing the ugly sight and the harmful disposition which their attitude portends. The statement enjoins the traders who engage in illegal acts to desist forthwith and make use of the approved markets, stores, and shops constructed by government to maintain sanity and order on Ogun State's traffic corridor. The statement adds that from Friday, April the 30th, violators of the order will have their product and merchandise confiscated, and the Corps will consequently charge the erring owners of the goods to court for sanctions. And now to spot update.
Tennis, where Nigeria's Musa Mustafa is currently ranked the world's best in the ITTF Boys Under 11 Cadet rankings with 128 points and becomes the second African to be rated number 1 in the world after Hannah Golder in 2020. Mustafa, who is a product of National Youth Games, is also ranked 17th in the Under 13 category. Meanwhile, National Junior Champion Taiwo Mati was ranked 12th and 64th in the Under 17 and Under 19 world rankings. As Nigeria Cricket Federation prepares to host the rest of Africa in the International Cricket Council ICC Under-19 regional qualifiers, 36 cricketers have been invited to Abuja camp, which begins on May 3, 2021. 20 players will be selected from the 36 during scheduled trial matches till May 9.
It is going to be 100% on merit and statistics. And thank God the Federation has put technology in place to track every single statistic of every player wherever they play between now and when that team is selected in their leagues. In every competition, you can track them. And the coach was also on ground in Benin to see firsthand these players. So from this bunch, an eventual 20, but definitely the best will be selected.
In tennis, world number 1 Novak Djokovic will not defend his Madrid Open title next week as he decided against traveling for the ATP Masters 1000 event. The 33-year-old is still expected to feature at next month's Rome Masters and Belgrade Open in the lead-up to the French Open, which begins on May 30 in Paris. With sports update, Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
Sports update wraps up Channel 12 News. Thank you for watching. I'm Idaris. I did open. Bye for now.